Ladies and gentlemen, it is time to talk about the 2020 NFL Draft. And there's two positions that the Eagles desperately need, and that would be cornerback and wide receiver. But today, we're talking just about wide receivers. Let's get into it. What is up, guys? DJ Eastwood here. This is the Run It Back podcast. Hit that subscribe button if you like talking Philly sports damn near every day. Listen, we're talking about the 2020 NFL Draft here. You know, last season, what happened to the Eagles, all of the injuries we had, all of the underperforming wide receivers that we had. You know that our two biggest needs are cornerback and wide receiver. But today, we're just talking about wide receivers. You know the Eagles need wide receivers like Aaron Hernandez needed anger management. All right, we don't just need a wide receiver. We need speed. We need a field-stretching wide receiver. Our draft history with wide receivers is no bueno. It is very bad. Nelson Aguilar, the last receiver we drafted in the first round, number 20 overall. Thank you very much, Chip Kelly. He's terrible. He's going to be – you're not going to see him in an Eagles uniform anymore anyway, but that's the last receiver we drafted in the first round. Before that, it was Jeremy Maclin. Shout out to Jeremy Maclin, the good old days. Sideline, tiptoe, dragging a toe. Jeremy Maclin, baby. Before that, it was Freddie Mitchell all the way back in 2001. Good Lord, he was terrible. Except for the 4th and 26 catch in Green Bay in the playoffs. The only good thing Freddie Mitchell ever did. Listen, looking at the draft board, all these mock drafts and everything, it's pretty obvious that CeeDee Lamb will not be available. Jerry Jeudy will not be available unless we do some kind of huge trade to trade up in the draft. So let's talk about the 5 wide receivers that the Eagles should be looking at in the 2020 NFL Draft. And as I said, we're looking for speed first. We need a field stretcher. Deshaun Jackson, you never know if he's going to be healthy at 32 years old and injury history. Alshon Jeffrey, you never know if he's going to be healthy, 31 years old, serious injury history. And you don't know if he really wants to play in Philadelphia. And there's rumors that he's a snitch and a whole bunch of other stuff. But let's just go right ahead and talk about the 5 wide receivers that we should be looking at in the 2020 NFL Draft. Number 1, of course, it's Henry Ruggs. Who else would you say at number 1? Now, Henry Ruggs played for Alabama. He's clearly, he's well known as the fastest player in college football this past season. So obviously that would be nice for us to have. Now, the chances of Henry Ruggs being available at pick number 21 are probably just as likely as Antonio Brown releasing a hit record. He's probably not going to be available at 21 unless we trade up a few spots. But there are a lot of mock drafts that have him available at number 21. And if Henry Ruggs is available at number 21, there better be no hesitation on the Eagles' part whatsoever. There better be no time off of the clock. It better be start the clock. Oh, the pick is in. The Eagles draft Henry Ruggs, Alabama. There should be no question about it. This dude is Tyreke Hill 2.0. Pair him with Carson Wentz for the next 10 years. We will see good downfield football. Don't do to Carson Wentz what you did to Donovan McNabb. Don't leave him hanging. Don't leave him throwing the ball to Greg Ward Jr. and the other practice squad guys for his whole career. He's 26 years old, Carson Wentz. You gotta give him a young number 1 receiver. That should be the main objective of the Eagles this offseason. Please do it, Howie. If Henry Ruggs is there, pull the trigger. Henry Ruggs is 5'11", 192. He runs a 4.340, and he's, like I said, he's projected to be the fastest player in the draft. And not just the fastest wide receiver, the fastest player, okay? He had 18.6 yards per catch last season, 17.5 yards per catch as a career in Alabama, and 25 total touchdowns. As I said, he resembles Tyreke Hill. He resembles Deshaun Jackson with healthy abs. He resembles Deshaun Jackson 10 years ago. Listen, man, this guy has lethal speed. He has hands. He has ball tracking ability. His ability after the catch, his agility. He's the total package, which is why I don't think he's going to be available at 21. But if he is, we should not hesitate. Number 2, T. Higgins, Clemson. The greatest wide receiver in Clemson history. Quite the opposite of Henry Ruggs. 6'4", 215. Listen, man, he's the size of Alshon Jeffrey with the playmaking ability of Deshaun Jackson. Okay, 19.8 yards per catch for his career, 59 catches last season, 1,167 yards and 3 touchdowns. Listen, Clemson receivers in the NFL, DeAndre Hopkins, Sammy Watkins, Mike Williams. I mean, it's pretty obvious. Clemson groomed some pretty damn good wide receivers, and they transition into the NFL pretty well. I don't think, we're saying, oh, he's 6'4", 215. We want speed. I think we're underestimating this guy's speed. I mean, you think he's a big jump ball type of receiver, but he actually beats people with speed a lot of times. So he's tall. He has the physicality to get open, but he also has sneaky speed. Lethal combination. Either one of these two guys, Henry Ruggs or T. Higgins, if we end up with either of these two guys, I think we're in good hands for moving into the 2020 season with the Philadelphia Eagles. Number 3, possibly the most slept-on wide receiver in college football, Jaylen Reagor, TCU. Listen, man, this guy runs a 4.3, 240. He's the youngest player in TCU history to have 1,000 receiving yards in a season. He's 5'11", 195 speedster that could give the Eagles the field-stretching threat that they've lacked since Deshaun Jackson went down. 5'3", 195? Can you say Deshaun Jackson clone? He's actually a little bit bigger than Deshaun Jackson. Deshaun Jackson, I don't care what he's listed at, is about 5'10", $160. Okay? So this dude, if you watch his highlight tapes, he looks a lot like Deshaun Jackson. He resembles him, but he's bigger, more physical, more agile after the catch, has ankle-breaking ability. I mean, this dude is not being talked about enough. And if we can get him, I think we're in good hands also. Listen, you almost can't lose at this point because our receiving core is so putrid and horrible. We need at least one of these guys. No matter where we get them, when we take them, we need fresh, brand new, young wide receivers coming in. That's what we need. Give Carson Wentz his weapons. Listen, let's talk about number 4. A very slept-on player not being talked about a lot is Benjamin Victor from Ohio State. Now, Benjamin Victor is 6'4", 199. He runs a 4.6 40. That's not that fast. And you say 6'4", 199. Hold on a second. Yeah, he's tall and lanky, bro. Tall and skinny. Which is why he's not being talked about. We're overlooking him for his physical stature and things like that. But listen, man, this guy's a crisp route runner. He has sure hands. He's a senior. He had 35 catches, 573 yards, and 6 touchdowns last year. He's kind of just not necessarily a big play kind of guy. Not necessarily gonna turn into a superstar in the NFL. But I'm thinking he could be a very, very solid wide receiver, like a better version of a Jordan Matthews, which would still be an upgrade to what we have on our squad right now. We actually had Jordan Matthews last season for like 2 games. I said how pathetic that signing was and why we shouldn't have done it, and 2 games later he was gone. But yeah, this guy reminds me a little bit of a Jordan Matthews type of player, very sure hands, doesn't drop a lot of balls, is kind of just a solid wide receiver, might turn into like a Victor Cruz or something like that. It might just me being biased or putting them together because both of them have the name Victor in their name, but you know what I'm talking about. Number 5. Let's talk about Laviska Shenault Jr., Colorado. This is a thick bull right here. 6'2", 220. 6'2", 220, bro. Thick bull. Sneaky speed, sneaky big playability. This dude's projected to go around number 30. Listen, he's a quick combo player. He's similar to a Percy Harvin. I think we're saying that because he just looks like Percy Harvin physically. 6'2", 220. Little bit of girth to him, but has that big play potential. Is very dynamic. Can run the end around sweeps. Can return kicks and punts. Can do all kinds of trick plays and trick things like that. There was plays at Colorado where they ran the Wildcat, snapped it directly to him, and he ran into the end zone. There was a lot of trick, dynamic type of plays for this dude. He's very versatile. He reminds me actually of Larry Fitzgerald. Guaranteed catch, does not drop a lot of balls, runs perfect routes, seems to make the right decisions all the time. I might just be saying he reminds me of Larry Fitzgerald because he has cool dreads, but listen, man, 6'2", 220 and dreads, sign me up. I want that dude on my team. So, there you have it. That's the 5 receivers the Eagles should be looking at in the 2020 draft. Let's not hesitate. Let's not get fancy. Let's go right after a number 1 wide receiver. Let's change the issues we had last season with all of these practice squad guys, all of these guys that are too old, that can't stay healthy. Deshaun Jackson, Alshon Jeffrey, get Nelson Aguilar the hell out of here. Mac Hollins is gone. Jordan Matthews is gone. I mean, Greg Ward Jr. I love, and I would love for him to earn a spot on this team. But we need to give Carson Wentz a guaranteed number 1 receiver. Enough messing around, man. Give him the weapons. Carson put up ridiculous numbers. Broke the single-season passing record for the Eagles. Broke the single-season touchdown record. Broke the single-season quarterback rating. Every record in the books he broke with nothing. Throwing the ball to a couple of Best Buy employees. Give the man some weapons. We're not in rebuild mode. We're not in rebuild mode yet. All right? Go out there in the draft and go after the top wide receivers. Give Carson Wentz his weapons, and let's win next season. Thank you guys for watching the Run It Back podcast. My name is DJ Eastwood. Hit the subscribe button if you like talking Philly sports all the time, every day, every second of every hour of every, you know what I'm saying, man. I'm tired. It's late. I just wanted to get an Eagles video off of my chest real quick. I'm really excited to watch us fill some of the holes that we have in this roster. You guys have yourselves a great night. Peace.